Well, as someone who lives on Staten Island, thinking they would have traveled back and forth on the Staten Island Ferry, understanding, and this was before COVID. One thing, especially during rush hour and stuff like that, you're getting in. Sometimes when you get to the ferry launch point, you're just coming off the bus. You're running for the ferry, and you don't have time to get a croissant or basically your coffee. So you're running on to the ferry itself. But luckily, at that time, the ferry had food available for you. You were able to get a cup of coffee, donut, hot dog situation. Even on the way back, coming home from work, you were able to get some beer. Yeah, that's right. They sold liquor on the Staten Island Ferry. Well, when COVID came in, they shut down the concession stands. And since then, they haven't returned. Until now. For the last several months, this was back in the early part of the year, there was not really an auction, but a competition to basically bid for the concession rights to the Staten Island Ferry. Well, we've gotten the winner. And yes, this winner will be basically responsible for the food on the ferry, coffee, donuts, all the food, and including beer. Yes, that's right. Dunkin Donuts will be on the Staten Island Ferry selling beer. You can't make this shit up. So let's read into this from AM New York. The ferry runs on Dunkin' food and beer returning to the Staten Island Ferry. Staten Island Ferry's famous concession stands will return to the iconic boats for the first time since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. The New York Department of Transportation announced last Monday. The DOT, along with the New York Economic Development Corporation, which managed concessions contracts for the ferry, selected Dunkin' as the onboard food vendor through a request proposal process that started back in January 30th and ended on March 7th this year. By mid-January 2025, hungry ferrygoers will enjoy chocolate frosted, jelly, and Boston cream donuts and other delicious delights on their 25-minute ride across the New York Harbor from Lower Manhattan to St. George, Staten Island. Dunkin' will also offer a variety of coffees and other beverages for passengers to enjoy along the scenic trip. It is too early to say if the stand will sell classic Dunkin' breakfast sandwiches, but the DOT confirmed that beer will once again be for sale on the boat, just as it was before the pandemic.
Meanwhile,
Mark, I can't believe how drunk you are.
I am not drunk.
Yes, you are.
I am not fucking drunk.
Can you tell the time?
Yes. I am not fucking drunk.
DOT's officials said that as such, Dunkin' is pursuing the necessary permits to sell adult beverages on board the fleet, which carries more than 15 million passengers annually. The Staten Island Ferry is the busiest municipal ferry service in the country, and we are pleased that riders will soon be able to enjoy concessions once again, DOT Commissioner Yanis Rodriguez said. The Staten Island Ferry is an iconic part of the fabric of our city, and we're looking forward to offering its millions of riders food and beverages. Dunkin' will first operate concession stands inside two ferry boats from the Staten Island Ferry newest class, the Staff Sergeant Michael H. Olis and the Dorothy Day.
Everybody got that?
The DOT plans to add Dunkin' food stands to the additional ferry boats in the fleet at a later date to be announced. Will that include the small ferry? Because we have small ferries as well. According to the DOT, the agreement with Dunkin is for 10 years with the option for NYC DEC to extend the lease for 2 additional 5-year periods for a total of 20 years. Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossali said the return of the food on board the ferry, which is free to ride, is welcome news. Assemblymember Charles Fall calls the news a long overdue improvement for the iconic NYC boat ride. This is a welcome, long overdue improvement for Staten Island Ferry, which is a lifeline for thousands of commuters and visitors every day, he said. Well, the major story is that on this, Dunkin Donuts will be selling beer on the Staten Island Ferry. You know, and the thing is that for many years, and you would say to yourself, well, what kind of beer they sell? They sell bottled beer. Actually, it's mostly canned beer or tall boys mostly. That was sold on the ferry itself. The other question is, will they be selling popcorn, pretzels, hot dogs? Will they be selling that as well? Because the old contract they had partially with Nathan's as well. So you were able to get hot dogs, fries, burgers. You know, it's a 25-minute trip. So you were able to get a burger sometimes. Most people got the hot dogs and fries. You know, like I said, they had tall boy beers. They had everything from Foster's to Miller Lite, Budweiser, you know, all that. And people, you know, bought it on a constant basis. You know, you were on your way back home from work. You know, you needed a drink. There you go. You had it there. Or, you know, you had the drink before you got on board because there was like 1 or 2 bars in the ferry port itself on both sides, both the New York side and the Staten Island side. So, comment. Let me know your thoughts about this. Dunkin' Donuts selling beer? Really? Really? Because I know there are places that said that they've tried this before. Some of the other coffee places have tried selling beer. It's not uncommon, but hey, listen. To get Dunkin' Donuts to sell beer in New York City, that's a big one. That's big news. So, comment, like, share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.